Hello and welcome back to Cycle Fab. I'm Larry. In today's video, I'll be showing you how I cut down a fender, preferably the front fender, on a bike that I'm building. Now, this happens to be the GS550 Suzuki. I have done this before on other bikes, makes and models, so on and so forth. It's just the reason why I do this, and you know, you've seen it in the magazine, you've seen it on YouTube. Pretty much everybody does this when they customize a bike, especially when they really go after that cafe racer look or street tracker look or scrambler look. The original factory front fenders typically are just hideous. In my opinion, they serve a purpose. They serve a very good purpose and they're built for it. But I either do not run a front fender or I take a factory front fender and make it more to my liking, as do most of you guys. And anyway, that's what I'm going to do today in this video. Also in this video, towards the end, is going to be something else. I'm going to show you how I lengthen a kickstand, because this bike here in particular is raised up, okay? I raised the suspension up on it. I utilized the length of the front forks, which came extended from the factory because it had that chopper look from the 80s. It's kind of a joke. Anyway, the ass end was really low. So basically I redesigned the rear tail section, the swing arm, put some longer shocks on it, raised it up, got the frame on the bottom nice and level. And in doing so, well, that raised the ground clearance. So I need a longer kickstand. Anyway, I want to show you guys how I lengthen the kickstand. I could just go ahead and make one, but I already have the kickstand. Why not just lengthen it, you know? So anyway, let's get going with that. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and go ahead and hit that notification bell too, so you know when my next videos are coming out. Now let's go ahead and get on with this. Okay, I got everything lined out on my fender as far as the points that I want to start and stop on. Some of the things that I use for this are masking tape, flexible ruler, scissors, and construction paper. And you'll see why here in a little bit. You don't have to use these things. If you're good at freehanding, then go for it. I don't trust myself freehanding anything. So I like templates, and that's what I'm going to make out of this piece of construction paper. And, you know, do one side, flip it over, trace the other side, so on and so forth, both the front and the back, and, you know, get everything as even as I possibly can. Now, I do like to do my lines, my center line, starting points of the tips of the fenders, or ending points, I guess you should say, while the fender is on the bike. That way I can, you know, get a better dead reckoning of it, eyeballing it. So anyway, now I don't quite eyeball it. I do use the flexible tape, as you can see here, you know, when I find center point and so on and so forth. But still, I like it to be on the bike. I can step back away from it after I get my lines on it, after I get my tape on it, and kind of, you know, look at it from a distance and see if, okay, that's what I want, or no, it needs to go a little bit more. So now I'm going to start making the template, get everything lined out, and you can just watch it from the GoPro. I'll be filming it, won't be talking that much. Then you'll get to see me cut it out and put it back on the bike. You see this hole right here? Okay, that is where the speedo cable goes, and I was just able to cut that off. That was another thing I was trying to accomplish. And something else too, there was a dent right here in the front of the fender, and I mean, I could get that out, but why? And I don't like the long fenders anyway. Luckily, it fell in front of the line where I'm going to cut, and that'll be gone. So that's a nice little profile. Now, you really can't pick it up on camera, my little black lines here from the Sharpie. But anyway, let's go ahead and cut these and profile it. You'll be able to see what I'm talking about. Before I start lobbing off sections of this fender with my cutoff wheel, I go in with the 2x4 and put some supports in here so I can clamp it in the vise, and that way, you know, it doesn't move around, doesn't get bent up or anything like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and just screw this in, then we'll start cutting. That came out really swell. I really like that. I love cutting fenders just because you see such an aggressive difference between the way it looked before and the way it looks when you get it done. Now, you know, the lines that I drew on there and the tape that I put on there, and I stood back and I looked at the bike, and yeah, I got a visual idea of just what the fender was going to look like, but until I got it cut, it kind of came out a little shorter than what I was expecting, but it still looks good. And you know, I had the hole on the back side of it for the speedo cable, and in the front part I had a dent that I really didn't want to mess with. So I was able to eliminate both of those by cutting the fender. It still looks good, came out just the way I wanted it pretty much. And you know, as long as it looks good, I'm cool with it. So anyway, that's the way I cut a fender, and I had to do it with the template because if I freehand it, it will not come out even. I guarantee you that, and I'll end up with a fender about that long trying to get it even. So, you know, I use a template. If you want to follow along and do it the way that I did it, great, go for it, you know. If you want to try freehanding it, good luck, buddy. Some of you out there do have better eyes than I do. I've seen some people freehand things, and you know, artists, so on and so forth. Hey, thanks for watching, guys. Diffusers for the Eastwood and Harbor Freight powder coat guns. Links will be down below in the description area. Go ahead, check them out. If you want to buy one, great. It helps support my channel a lot. So thanks for tuning in. I will see you guys next week. And you have a good week. All right, bye. Oh, one other thing on a side note. If you're wondering about the kickstand, rule of thumb is 3/4 of an inch. In other words, if your bike is sitting up straight in a vise or bike block, or, you know, anyway, if the bike is up straight, you put the original factory kickstand on there and you have like this much clearance. What you want is 3/4 of an inch clearance, and that will give you just enough cant that it will hold your bike up safely and won't, you know, look like a Harley Davidson or old chopper sitting off over to the side. Anyway, that's pretty much what I go off of. So whatever the suspension is, whatever I change on a bike geometry wise, and if it raises it, then that's what I go off of. If I have to lengthen or shorten the kickstand, I just 3/4 of an inch if the bike is sitting up perpendicular to the ground. So anyway, just a little hint there. Okay, I'm out. Bye.